Hey everyone, you're listening to Nerd Boys Comic Book Podcast. I'm Marco.
This is Damon.
And today we're going to talk about Thor and Star Wars Celebration 2017. But before we get into that, I just want to ask any new listeners to subscribe to the channel and to like and comment this video and share it on social media with all your friends if you would. It helps out a lot. But let's get started with Thor Ragnarok.
Oh man, it's everything I wanted. It's so cool, okay? And it's weird because I feel like they've addressed a lot of the problems that people have been having, at least visually, with it. It was just like, all the movies look really uncolorful. And now, all the trailers that's come out for Marvel movies in the past, 2 months have been, really colorful, really cool looking, really bright. And I'm just like, this is dope. Man. Kate Blanchett is hell. She looks cool.
Yeah, she looks like Aku, too.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Like what yeah.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
And it's nice to have that first thing in the trailer be like, how did things end up like this? Well, it all started out a few weeks ago when I lost my freaking hammer.
Yeah, right. No, she broke it. I didn't think that was I knew people was talking about Unworthy Thor and they was calling back to that, but I didn't see that coming at all. Them actually taking the hammer and breaking it, because I'm like, how is he gonna get his hammer back?
Yeah, it looks like he's not gonna get it back actually, because remember the Infinity War promo stuff? Yeah. He's got John Bajor, the axe.
Well, really, you can't see if it's an axe or just a bigger version of the hammer or something.
That's true. Yeah.
Because a lot of people thought it was the ultimate version of the hammer, some version of that hammer, which is this axe hammer hybrid thing. But yeah, is he gonna get it? Is the axe gonna be as impressive, or is it just gonna exist?
It's just an axe.
Will he just not be able to fly for the rest of the series?
He could jump pretty far.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, classic Superman.
Leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
Oh man, Tom Hiddleston looks cool in it. He flipping knives. I don't know why I got really excited about him flipping knives, but it just looked really dope. Him just throwing stuff. Oh man, and then that part of the Hulk. That was just that was a dope joke. I enjoyed that as a bit. I'm just it's my friend from work, you guys, and he's the Hulk just is I don't give a shit. I get to beat people up freely now. I don't care.
You basically just gave me what I wanted. This is Valhalla for me.
Yeah, right. And it's just oh man, I'm so curious. The cool part about it, and Marvel's really notorious about releasing way too many trailers eventually, around the time a movie comes out, which is why I stopped watching Guardians of the Galaxy trailers at this point.
Oh yeah.
Every time something comes out, I'm ignore, because it's just let me be surprised. I don't want to see anymore. I just want to see the movie when it comes out and not be able to know what jokes is coming and stuff. But I don't feel like I know everything about the movie. I feel like I get a basic idea of what happened and how it started, and then I know enough to be I want to see that, and I want to see it.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because it does have a lot more color, and it feels like another Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, a style maybe that's just the palette for in space now. You know?
Marvel Cosmic is big colors and space.
Yeah, which
I'm sure they could do a great Galactus if they ever do that.
Oh yeah, I don't think. I feel like it's one of those things that we won't get until Marvel until Kevin Feige will leave, and then the next 3 Marvel movies will all suck. And then they'll go, we have to reboot the movie universe, and then they'll start off with the X-Men and Fantastic Four because using knives and trickery, or Apple money, because apparently Apple makes more money than Disney and wants to buy them out. Which is, I don't know, that's weird to me.
Yeah. They want to buy them for $200 million?
$200 billion.
$200 billion, yeah.
It has to be $200 billion. $200 million is just them selling themselves short.
Yeah.
Oh, that was.
They bought Marvel for $1 billion. Well,
they made $1 billion off Marvel. They made return off their investment so fast with Marvel and Star Wars, immediately. They were I think they bought Star Wars for $8 billion, but those movies have probably made
just 2 movies alone, plus merchandise.
Yeah, plus merchandise, and they probably made back their investment, or they about to with the Last Jedi.
Yeah, I don't know. You have more Thor stuff to say?
Oh man, his hair looks cool. Tessa Thompson looks cool as Valkyrie.
Yeah, I was when all those Valkyries died, I'm sure she's the last one now.
Yeah, right. No, she just looks. Everybody looks so. Jeff Goldblum looks at his bloomiest. Goldblumiest. He looks really cool. Just the whole movie, and the fact that it looks like it's gonna be funny. Like I actually saw both the Thor movies. I saw the second one in theaters, and they always are very like underwhelming movies. You're like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah,
like,
it's all right.
like
I remember what I was gonna say. Sorry. I was rewatching Doctor Strange, and I felt like Dormammu was like their new Galactus. If they can't get Galactus, they'll just try and have like Avengers 5 or 6 with like this interdimensional being trying to eat Earth.
Yeah, I am curious if Dormammu is just gonna be a Doctor Strange villain, like in the like trilogy of Doctor Strange movies, or if he's gonna serve as like this huge, bigger villain later on. Man, I was honestly just letting Nerdist play in the background, and they were talking about, they're probably gonna do a Guardians of the Galaxy like teaser at the end of Thor Ragnarok, and I really want them to do a Captain Marvel teaser in one of these movies coming up soon, because I really want to know what the outfit's going to look like. We probably won't find out until
Infinity War.
Yeah. But, well, not in Infinity War. Actually, I'm thinking we won't find out until San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we won't see art for that or whatever.
Yeah, I think they'll be filming later this year, like the very last.
It'll probably either be filming at the end of the year or, like, next summer, because it doesn't even come out until 2019, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, wait. So we got next year's Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man? Or is it Captain Marvel?
No, it's definitely Infinity War. That comes out. I think they want to do another... No, they want to do another Spider-Man movie by 2019. And then there's the Venom movie, which is... It's probably not related, but it's up there. But, like, I'm trying to think. There's definitely Black Panther. It's February, which is fantastic.
Perfect month.
Yeah.
For no particular reason.
I was... At first... Because I was, like, really upset because they first moved Black Panther back, I think, to November?
Yeah.
It was in November 2018, and I was like, all right, that's cool. And they was like, they moved the date for Black Panther, and I was like, no, is it going to go back again? And they moved it to February, and I was like, Black Power. Like,
you did it.
Like, wait to be like, we nailed this. It's funny because it was like after they did Civil War, so it felt like they're like if that goes well, we put it in the Black History Month. Like, it was like as a little victory for ourselves, like, we can handle black characters. Like, no one's upset at us. Oh, yeah. Like, fist bump. Like, two white guys in a room, like, fist bump, like.
And then Chadwick Boseman was just like, what?
Like, you guys get ahead of yourselves. Like, shh, we got this. We know how to do this. We know how to do this whole diversity thing. But
now to get a Chinese superhero. We got any of those?
Honestly, they've never had a. I feel like I can't even think of a good Asian superhero that has like had the like staying power that that have existed since the like beginning of the universes that have like stuck around. I like a lot of new ones. I kind of like the new Superman, but I can't say too well just because like I kind of fell off of that series. But it started off really good. It's something about like I hate when I don't have any money, because then there's like the loyal books, the ones I've been like following forever that have never disappointed me. I'm like I gotta scale it down to those. And then Silk, I like Silk a lot. I think I heard you say you didn't like that book very much.
Well, I didn't like her in Spider-Verse.
Oh, really?
I didn't read anything after that though.
Oh, really? See, I didn't get to read Spider-Verse. I've been waiting to have enough extra money to get the whole like soft cover book, like. And that's like $50.
Okay.
Actually,
my problem with Silk is she felt like the cousin Oliver in Spider-Verse, where they just threw her in and she was making all the mistakes. You know Pan from Dragon Ball GT? She felt like that.
Oh, she felt like, okay.
So I'm sure they made her into a better character afterwards.
I really like the way she's written in the series, and then I like the way she is in. You actually had a little postcard for it, the Spider-Women event, which was the female-centric version of Spider-Man. But, like, it was really... I thought that was such a cool little book. And, like, going through and all the characters and how they dealt with each other. And Silk compared to, like, Spider-Gwen compared to Jessica Drew, who, like, it was pretty much the dynamic was Silk was new and she was all excited, but at the same time she had this dark past and they had to face a dark version of her from Spider-Gwen's universe, Spider-Gwen is kind of like this angsty teen who's just seen a little bit too much for somebody her age, and then like Spider-Woman's like, I'm a grown-ass woman, I got a child to take care of, let me like we gotta get this over with, I gotta go home, I get diapers to change, like important shit to do, and it's just, it works really well. I feel like this weird group of like maybe sisters or friends or something, and it's just like they have this connection of power, understanding this responsibility, but then they like all have a different way of viewing it and different priorities. Because Silk, up until like from what I've read, like her journey is a lot more personal, and like she's fighting like bad guys and stuff in the city, but like mostly she's trying to figure out what happened to her family. She doesn't know where they went. She doesn't know where her brother went. She doesn't know where her mom and dad went since she was locked inside the bunker or whatever. But yeah, I think she's a really cool character, and there was a hint that she would show up like in the background of Spider-Man Homecoming earlier when it came out. There was like somebody's been like, we would see that character and suggest that like there's a possibility for her showing up, like even if it's like an Easter egg, or like we really don't even get that much from it, but like we might see some shots from before, you know, when he got bit by the spider or whatever.
Feel like there she is.
Yeah, or she's just kind of there in the back as a friend here. So we'll see like what happens if they end up doing that. I think it'd be really cool if they did, especially if they wanted to like do a bigger Spider-Man universe or whatever. I think it was really weird when I heard they were gonna do an Aunt May movie, and then they were gonna do, what was it? They're gonna do a Silver Sable movie. At no point no one's like, oh, let's do a Spider-Woman movie. There are like 3 Spider-Women, like.
Yeah, but then it's like, who owns the rights to Jessica Drew and all those other ones?
I guess, yeah, that might be kind of hard, because the thing about Jessica Drew is kind of cool is she's far enough away from Spider-Man as a character that like you can connect her back easily if you want to, but you can also just like start off with her over here and just happen to be called Spider-Woman, because that's literally how she was written. And most people don't know her well enough to like have a strong like, this is how her origin needs to be, you know, like, so it's kind of built for the movies in that they have a little bit more freedom and no one's as attached as they are to like Spider-Man. Like with Spider-Man, it was weird. It's weird when people are like, oh, they should change Spider-Man to this, and I'm just like, yeah, maybe, but I'm still really used to Spider-Man being this very specific person. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, let me adjust. I'm gonna have to adjust to that change. You know, like I can't just jump into that like everybody else seems to be. I gotta like ease myself slowly in it. Give me a few months. Announce it first. Don't just surprise me with that.
Because everyone else is more used to the Spider-Man merchandise. They only know the suit. They don't know the guy underneath.
Yeah, which is why I like hated Ultimate Spider-Man. No knocks to Drake Bell, but like that series irritated the crap out of me because it was not about Peter Parker. It was just in the suit. He said he was Peter Parker, but we very got to see him, and it was never like the other Spider-Man series. It was just like, this is about this kid trying to be a superhero. It was like, I'm a superhero already, and I'm Spider-Man all the time, and I was like, this is frustrating. This is not what I want. Bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. I just want it back.
But the crappy thing about Spectacular Spider-Man was that was owned by Sony.
Yeah.
So once Marvel and Disney teamed up, they're like, okay, we're gonna cancel this, start from scratch.
Sony, Disney should have been like, we want that. All of those people, they come over here.
Can we have this?
Yeah, just like grab all of those guys, just Scott Galloway, all those dudes, just bring them over here and put them in a new office at Disney someplace. Okay, pay them the same amount you was paying them before. And continue the series. Okay. Yeah. This is difficult. This is hard. Or just let them keep going, and just like call it a new thing. I don't know. I just wanted that. I just wanted it to go. I like that series a lot. It was great. But let's talk about the legacy that we've undertaken from our parents. That is Star Wars.
Oh yes, the 40 years of Star Wars that has undergone multiple changes, but also stayed the same.
Yeah.
Still a very commercial thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Star Wars is a whole culture, and it's fun, and it's kind of great to be a part of. And that trailer was just as exciting as the Force Awakens trailer. Like when that first popped out, and like how little it was, but how much I cared. I was just like, I don't know what the fuck this movie is about. All I know is I'm going to see it and spend all my money on it. Like, and I did.
Yeah, but the thing about the Force Awakens trailer was, you had a long drought without Star Wars, and then you
Yeah.
had this trailer which showed very little, and you were very interested, and all the vehicles except for Millennium Falcon, a few TIE fighters, it was like everything's different. You have BB-8, a new
Yeah.
droid, you have Rey, Finn. You don't know who the main character is. You have a new lightsaber that has like this crossguard on it.
Yeah.
But now it's like you show that again, and it's like, well, we've had 2 years to get used to this. So do you have anything else that's new? And they didn't really. And it felt like they were just kind of copying the same style of the first trailer for The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Because you had that big jump, and then you fade to black, you cut to some other stuff, fade to black, cut to...
But that's good. That's like the trailer in itself
It rhymes.
doesn't need to. Honestly, the trailer in itself doesn't need to be. It can be derivative. It can be the same shit, in a very general sense, because it's not like an art piece. It's advertising, you know. But I like trailers that don't show me enough that makes me ask questions. How does this work? What's going on here? As opposed to a trailer that's just like, oh, I know what's gonna happen, because I don't know what's gonna happen. That's one of the my favorite things about the way The Force Awakens ended, and the way I felt about where the series was going was, I feel like I have no idea what's gonna happen in this next movie. All the possibilities for stuff everything's not possible, but like a large amount of stuff is possible. Is Finn gonna find out he has Force abilities? Is that gonna tie into what's name? Are they gonna be Grey Jedi? Are they gonna call themselves Bendu? Is that weird monster from what's name gonna come back? Is Luke gonna turn evil? Are we gonna have to see him die? Like, what is gonna happen? Where's Benicio del Toro? I haven't seen him at all. Is he a monster? Is he gonna come back? Is he gonna be the person that goes after them?
Is he Ezra?
Right? Yeah. Is he Ezra? Like, that was, for me, at first I was just like, man, that's when we was talking about Rebels, and then at first there was this idea that like, oh, well, if Rebels keeps going, then he probably won't be, because then they'll have to reveal that in the movie, and then the whole time we know what's gonna happen at the end. But Rebels ending the season, they could do that.
Yeah, they could definitely.
They could leave us, even if Rebels ends after the movie comes out, it could still give us that. We would know, because it would be right around the corner. That ending, finding out how he got to that point, be right around the corner. And I don't know, I love that. I love if Benicio del Toro was Ezra. Like, that'd be fucking cool. I'd be like, oh my god, like, because you got to meet this kid, you see him kind of go down this dark path, what could happen. Like, part of me feels like the crew of the Ghost is kind of destined for a lighter version of Rogue One ending, of like everybody just being out of commission in some way, you know, and a few people dying. Like, part of me feels like Kanan's gonna die.
Yeah. I'm like thinking back, I'm like, yeah, the only person we know who's gonna live up until the Battle of Scarif is Hela. Or is that her name? Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we know Chopper's gonna be alive.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So anyone else could die.
Yeah.
And anyone else could be a Dark Jedi.
But honestly, they could show the Battle of Scarif, and then a little bit after that too. I would imagine that could pop up in the middle of the season, which would be really cool to see that, like, from their perspective and where they fit into those scenes. Like, I'd be like, oh man, that's amazing. The whole series, the whole Star Wars series, the way they doing it, I'm really excited about, because I just like I love the Star Wars stories. I love the fact that there are these other movies that come out every other year that are literally about other stuff happening in the Star Wars universe, and could be about anything every time. You know, like, sometimes, as much as I love the main storyline, I do get it when people say that they tired of the Skywalkers or whatever. You know, like, they made it into a book, but there were episodes of Star Wars Clone Wars about what happened to that one girl. What was her name? She was like a Sith for a minute, and then she wasn't. And then she fell in love with that one Jedi guy, the like
Asajj?
Asajj, yeah, Asajj. Yeah. That whole storyline sounded super interesting. I was like, what? This is what happened to her? This is how she died? This sounds cool. I was like, they could do that. You know, they don't have to do that, but they could do it, and that would be cool too. You know, like, in some way, shape, or form. And like that, they're going into other parts of the universe is just kind of like dope. Like, also, like, what about Phasma? Like, what's she gonna do in this? I'm so curious, like, how they gonna expand on her character. They say in the next one she does a lot more. Also, are they gonna adjusted the script to anticipate the popularity of TR-8R? Like, it's her right hand man. Is he her right hand dude now? Like, That'd be crazy if they was just like, oh, like fucking Finn, like they just both going after Finn, and like he gets a whole like storyline now.
Yeah.
They just, and really like there was always a guy in the script that was right next to her, but now he's been specifically stated as being that same guy. So now we're like, yeah.
And also, if they bring back TR-8R, they could both be cyborgs because he took a blast from Chewie's blaster, and then Finn took a lightsaber to the back.
Yeah,
just get two cyborgs fighting. Why not?
Like, there's a huge part of me that really wants Finn to be a Jedi. I think that would be really cool. Also, I always hate that there's literally, in the main storyline, there's always mostly only Luke. Like, there's nobody else who can handle fighting the people. Also, we get to find out who Rey is in this movie, like where she comes from.
We don't know for sure.
That's what Rian Johnson said about it. Like recently, I heard that he was like, "This is what the movie where you like find out where she comes from." And will we get any clues to who the Snoke is? Like I've been waiting for somebody to say anything that will give me any clue to who this character is, and he literally it seems like there's nothing. And I'm scared it's just not gonna be worth all the hype, but like I still want to know.
Yeah. It's one of those J.J. Abrams mystery box things. It's like, who's Rey? Who's Snoke? Why did this happen? Why are there no more Jedi? And it's really frustrating, but it's also like, eh.
Yeah, I think that's why I really like that they switched. JJ came into the first movie, because the reason why that doesn't work, the mystery box doesn't work, isn't because it's not a good idea at all. It's just that it stops working after a certain point. It just gets irritating. Like, it's just like when you watching Lost, after a certain point, it's like, this has been so long that no answer can possibly make me satisfied. You know, at some point, I need to have a little bit of that satisfaction. Those answers should come, and then new questions should replace those once you get answers to that. But instead, you spend the whole time trying to figure out why they on the island. And when you finally get to the end, it just doesn't feel good enough.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, it's great but it's great in the beginning. You know, those questions are great in the beginning. Now to have two other people come in and answer those questions, and they say them be in charge is originally like, you know what? We should answer this question. We should explain this. This should be explained at this point. And then we like maybe near the end we get the biggest clue to who Snoke is. And in the third movie we get a real explanation of that. But like what that means at the end of this movie will be like after we find out who Rey is and how Snoke is connected to Rey, or like then we just like, oh shit, like that was big. And then we got 2 more years of speculation, you know.
Yeah. Did you see the panel for The Last Jedi?
I didn't get to watch all of it. I watched parts of it. I watched part of the... Actually, no. You know, I watched part of the panel with the guy who plays Palpatine.
Oh, yeah.
Which was pretty cool. It was him and Hayden Christensen, and they were talking about, like, how he was supposed to take the scene. And he was even talking about how when he read the, like, best scene in the whole prequel trilogy...
The Opera House?
Yeah, the Opera House scene is that, you know, Plagueis had created Anakin using his dark Jesus powers. It's a popular theory. It's basically what I'm saying. I kind of agree with that. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm sort of on the fence about it, especially now with like the new Star Wars canon. They could go in any direction with that. Yeah. And I'm thinking like Star Wars or Disney, they're probably going to go with, there's always a chosen one, and it's a reincarnation thing. Oh, yeah. And Plagueis just kind of manipulated the cycle. Yeah. And just made this a dark Jedi this time around.
I'm curious because they talked about, there was hints that there would be a new series to replace Rebels. And I kind of want it to take place after Return of the Jedi, because that's such a long period of time. Like, it's literally the amount of time we went without a good Star Wars movie.
It's a 30-year time gap where you're just like any story could happen here. Oh, by the way, I just want to bring up Battlefront 2. The single-player campaign is a revenge mission from the point of view of an Imperial
that looks
trooper.
Really cool. It's the best thing I've seen from EA in like 27 years. And I'm 25. I was going to say 25, but I just realized I'm not 25 yet. But yeah.
25 already.
25. Oh on, take on now. The Imperial Trooper look real interesting. Like they're talking about, where she at? You know, what's she doing? What's she trying to do? Like she looks cool. It looks like she's starting the First Order. Like this is gonna be like, this is why we started this. Like,
yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, it's fun to see the perspective of the Empire being like, oh, they actually had some like devoted heroes of the Empire. Not just they're not all Nazis. Some of them are actually guys who are just like, I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
And you killed the Empire. I'm gonna try and like get.
No, she sounded like a Nazi though. Honestly, like she was all for it. She was just like master race. Like, like I was watching the trailer. She's just like, I'm gonna get revenge for my emperor. It's like, calm down. Like, he was all wrinkly and weird. Like he was evil. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, no, she's like full Ada Braun. Like,
oh man, I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that Call of Duty single player campaign. But it'll probably be DLC if it was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Battlefront, for once, or not for once, but this one's gonna be different than the last one, which was all like DLC, buy the season pack, single player.
Yeah. They said they weren't doing that, which is so nice. That is so considerate of them not to drain us dry.
Which really feeds into that thing of like, we only rushed this game out for The Force Awakens.
Yeah. And I'm also really glad that it looks really cool. Like it's better. I like that in Battlefront that I can choose between playing in first and second person. That's always been first and third person. That's always been, because I hate playing in first person and everyone loves it, and that's cool that everyone likes first person. You do you, fam, you do you, but I don't like it, and I feel like I really want to play this, but I can't. Because this irritates me to that level. But it's like, I get a choice. Like anybody can come into place. Also, we get to see Kylo Ren, Darth Maul. Like really, I really want them to make a whole, like, it doesn't even have to be good. Honestly, it does not have to be a good section of this game. Just a 3D fighter with a
so like the Matrix Reloaded game, where it was like that crappy fighting game where you could hack in quote unquote to the game and unlock the fighting mode.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. I mean,
what was it? No, what was the old Star Wars fighting game? What was that? I can't remember what it was called. It was terrible too.
It was Knights of something or
Knights
something like that.
Jeddah or something. I don't know. It was bad, but like that. Okay, just do that.
Yeah, have a really unbalanced game where like Force users and people with blasters. It'll work out.
I'll enjoy it for all of 45 minutes.
Yeah. Actually, there was also a fighting game in the Revenge of the Sith game on PS2.
That's right. There was. Yeah, because Mr. Sunday Movies, they did a whole thing where they fought Darth Vader in every Star Wars game.
Yeah.
Which was pretty funny. Like that game looked alright. It didn't look terrible. I thought they did a fighting game. They do a fighting game in not The Force Awakens. What was that game? The one that had a really promising first one and then like a really disappointing second one. It was about Darth Vader's apprentice.
Force Unleashed.
Yes, Force Unleashed. I thought had a fighting segment too. Right?
I don't know. It had that like weird parallel universe one where you can kill Luke and Leia. Like you went on a mission and you killed Luke in Hoth, I think.
Really?
And then you went on a second mission in the second game where you killed Leia on Endor, and she actually became a Jedi and had a yellow lightsaber. All this weird stuff.
Cool. I'm always kind of I was a little disappointed. I was hoping that like Leia, when Force Awakens came out, like I didn't want her to be like a full Jedi, but I wanted her to be like in touch with the Force enough to like be able to move stuff and use it the way she felt like it. Like I thought that would have been so cool. She was just like, if she just like felt like doing something, she'd just like take something.
I mean, there's still time in the Last Jedi.
There is, because that would be a really cool way. I don't know. That would be a really cool thing to happen. But, oh man.
Yeah. But maybe she's just meant to be the more spiritual guardian of everyone. The wise old lady sage.
Yeah. I don't know if she's like a sage. She's more of a like badass who like comes around and tells you how to solve stuff. Because she's, I don't know. I always think that like character is really cool. And she's very like straight to action. I think the only time like Leia isn't that cool is in Return of the Jedi, even though it's my favorite movie.
I like Leia in Return of the Jedi. Not because of the slave outfit, but just because, you know, she gets to be in a guerrilla warfare kind of thing.
Oh yeah, with the Ewoks. People hate on the Ewoks. The Ewoks were all as fuck. That's how I feel about it. They beat the Empire as little rabbit bear things. Like, that was dope. Like, I want an Ewok friend.
I mean, Warwick Davis, he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was moderating all the panels.
He's gonna be in Rebels this season too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, he's like Thrawn's right-hand man.
Yeah, I gotta finish Rebels from this season. I tend to just watch the story episodes, which is something I was really excited to hear when they said it was gonna be more serialized in the last season.
Yeah.
Cause like, I'll like watch the like one-off episodes and be like, and then like the like main story episodes are always the ones I get really excited about, the ones I really like, you know, cause they go someplace and it's just like, what's gonna happen next, you know? But I still haven't seen, like, I gotta see like the episodes with Sabine and the Darksaber, and also
that Darth Maul fight.
No, I saw that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was weird because it was like kind of cool, but at the same time disappointing because I guess I kept building up on, like, Darth Maul's been chasing Obi-Wan for like literally two series, like 10 years, and you just
well, if you think about it, I think it's like 30 years from episode 1 losing his legs all the way to that thing.
Like, it's been a whole thing, and that moment was like, yeah, I get it. But I was like, at the same time, I was like, oh, like,
you gonna do this?
Yeah, like, I thought this was gonna be like this big blowout of a thing, and it was more like this moment of like, nah, Obi-Wan's just like way better than you, like you suck now.
Like, even as an old man, like, you just never had a chance.
Yeah, like you should have been doing what Obi-Wan was doing, which is apparently training so well that, spoiler alert, you win in one hit.
I mean, for plot reasons, he died in that fight against Darth Vader. But it's like, wow.
Yeah. No, it was a really good what's the name? After that episode came out, people were like, oh, it's because he was like hesitating, and he also knew this was it. Like, he wasn't fighting because he was trying to win, but simply because he was trying to be a distraction. And
but what's Darth Vader's excuse?
He remembers Obi-Wan and he cares. He didn't really want to kill Obi-Wan. He's pretty satisfied with the fact that he couldn't find Obi-Wan as long as he was. Like, he didn't have to be in that position at this point, you know? Because apparently he didn't kill Ahsoka either.
Oh yeah, apparently Dave Filoni, he was wearing a shirt during the Rebels panel.
Is it?
And it was like, Ahsoka lives. And it had a question mark, I think.
What? Don't do that to me.
It's like, Ahsoka lives, question mark. And then he changed the shirt out, like, when they went to the next panel. And I was like, what?
Why did you do that?
But also,
it's so weird.
He did show some Boba Fett footage.
Ooh.
From the Clone Wars.
Really?
It was like unused footage with him fighting Cad Bane. And they had a Mexican standoff.
Oh, that's cool.
And spoilers, this kind of explains where he gets his dent in his helmet. And yeah, everyone's thinking that Cad Bane's dead, but this is also a deleted scene, so it's not canon. So
yeah, that's kind of a weird thing. That's probably why they might do it if they do a Boba Fett movie, which they've talked about there possibly being a Boba Fett movie. They probably should. Boba Fett is a super popular character. We know all or nothing about him, and I loved him in Clone Wars. He was just this evil little douchebag who like ran around and like manipulated people, and he had a buzz cut for no reason.
But then I like how Asajj just like makes him a little punk.
Oh yeah, because he was too young. Like, he still didn't have like that experience, but like to see how well he was able to function even as a kid was like, oh, he is really a badass. And like now it's just like, I want to see that come to fruition. Like, I want to see that the movie where we get to see like either Boba Fett survive the Sarlacc pit, which is a thing that everyone says happened, but it's still and I'm assuming they're gonna bring it back because everyone likes Boba Fett, you know, like why not, you know, have him survive the Sarlacc pit and then go on some other journey, you know.
Did you know what happened to him in the books? Well, the new books?
No.
So apparently they're telling the side story of like this random slave leading this resistance against all the slavers on Tatooine.
Yeah.
The fan theory is that slave was Boba Fett after the Sarlacc pit, but he lost his armor. And now he's on some big mission to get his armor back and become a bounty hunter.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be dope. I would wonder, this was something I was thinking about, if they did another animated series, what if they did an animated version of the stuff in the comics that they've been doing?
Yeah, like in between A New Hope and Empire.
Yeah, Like literally, like literally, like just animated versions of those comics. The only thing I feel like they wouldn't do that because I feel like people who worked on it wouldn't just want to adapt these stories.
And when it comes to that, since it's canon, it has to be exactly that way.
Pretty much. Like it does. I don't think it has to be exactly canon because then they have those the Lego ones that they did where like all those stories are canon too, but they funnier versions of stuff that they like funnier approximations of what could have happened. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to have those major moments. Like I don't think that they have to say what they said unless it's somehow it needs to be said that way for it to, the story to plot out that way. But like it would be kind of cool to see those turned into like a series and it like kind of like Clone Wars where it would like switch around between characters, like between every 3 or 4 episodes would be like an arc, and then they switch to another arc, and it might be different set of characters. Like there might be a Padme adventure for like 3 episodes, and then there's a, Luke looking for like the Jedi relics is really interesting and kind of cool, and then you get to see what Obi-Wan was doing all that time, and because he like gets Obi-Wan's journal and he's like reading it, and then there was the stuff that was happening with Dr. Aphra, which I haven't really had a chance to read that, but that looks really cool.
It does. It's supposed to be one of like the best Star Wars comics right now.
Yeah.
From Marvel.
Vader down, that whole thing looked like it was pretty dope. I mean, all the books I've heard good things about a lot of books. I think the only ones people were like, why does this exist, were the ones that are just retellings of the movies. Like,
oh yeah, the Force Awakens book.
Yeah, which is just like, it's fine. Like, it's fine in and of itself, but like, we just saw this movie. Like, we don't really need to. I got it on DVD and I watch it 3 times a day. So
I don't need to buy this. This is a waste of $3.99.
Yeah. But yeah, oh man, I love that movie. I have to watch it again.
You're scheduled to watch it. It's a little past noon, so you gotta get
going
with that.
I gotta get back to watching The Force Awakens for the 48th time. I still don't get people who like hated The Force Awakens. I get if you thought it wasn't perfect. I get if you was just like, I expected more, but to hate it, I feel like you just trying too damn hard.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many other things in Star Wars to hate, like the prequels.
Oh, I know.
Which now it's weird. It's coming back around where like kids who watch the prequels now say it's the best trilogy.
Oh, they're trying to defend the series.
What the?
It's just like, no, I was there too. I was that age. I was at the right age when it came out. No.
Did you see the originals before?
When I was a kid, I enjoyed Jar Jar Binks. Now I hate him so much. I'm like, why is he here? He's Mr. Uniyoshi of the Star Wars series.
See, I never even liked Jar Jar, which is weird. I don't know. As a kid, I never liked fart jokes or butt humor.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is weird.
I just like the way Jar Jar talked when I was a kid.
Oh.
I remember imitating that voice when I was a kid and thinking it was really funny and liking like his whole like weird like the way he moved. Like I liked his animation a lot. But like I don't remember laughing at fart jokes that much. There were a few jokes in the series that a few of the like slapstick jokes I remember yelling at, like when Jar Jar gets his head like knocked into the thing and you're like gets electrocuted or whatever. But now he just feels like it just felt like all this time in the movie they could have been using to like tell the story.
Or do something besides, just show off all the CGI that is really outdated now.
Yeah, I know, right? That's so weird about that movie. You're just like, oh, this looks weird. Like, I remember I really liked Attack of the Clones when I was younger, too. Like, that was my favorite one out of the prequels for a long time. And then I watched it recently and realized it was really bad.
Did you like sand as a kid? Was that it?
No. I agree with Anakin. I hated sand. It gets coarse and it gets everywhere. I still agree with Anakin. He was right. I don't care how pointless that monologue is. He was still right. Like,
there's nothing false about that statement. Sand is coarse. It's rough. It gets everywhere. It's irritating.
Yeah. It's literally like if that was literally just a joke thing, I think it would have worked just fine. Because you'd be like, I know, right, Annie? Like, that is right. Or just that whole movie was better. Like, there's just that moment would have been just weird. Like, he's right though. Like, it's just the romance between Padme and Anakin just does not work in that movie. No. And it's like Natalie Portman and Kristen Hans, what's her name, don't really have any kindred. Yeah, and then like they can't get around the lines. Like Natalie Portman's a great actress, but Hayden Christensen is not.
Wait, have you seen? You saw him during the panels where he's like, and it's great to be and here. And I was like, what?
No.
Yeah, he does a lot of that.
He's not a good enough actor for the words to be bad and him to carry it anyways. Like Jesse Eisenberg, he tried super hard to make Lex Luthor work, and you could see him trying hard to make Lex Luthor work, but he couldn't. So you gotta be really good. You gotta be really good to be able to like.
You gotta walk that line.
Yeah, work around terrible writing like that, and he just couldn't. He couldn't do that. So it's just like it doesn't work. And it's not a very good movie, except for I feel like I still like the last scene. People hate the Yoda scene where he's like jumping around, but I don't care. That's fucking cool.
If you saw that in the theaters, like midnight release, everyone's losing their minds.
Right? Yeah.
And then you watch it now, it's like, oh, this is.
No, I still like it. That's still my favorite part of that movie.
Oh wait, I think my favorite part's probably that Obi-Wan Jango Fett fight.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
He just like kills Jango. It was weird because I didn't understand that Jango Fett and Boba Fett weren't the same character when I was a kid. So when he killed him, I was so confused. I was like, what? Like, what the hell? He just killed him. Like, how is he in the other movies? But it makes sense now.
It makes sense now. And it's funny because I had the toy before the movie came out. So I had that preview figure of Jango Fett.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jango Fett? I thought his name was Boba Fett. And I looked at my action figures. I'm like, blue, green, blue, green. Okay, I guess they're just different colors.
Like, yeah, like, oh, I guess he changed his armor later. Like, that's it. Like,
Jango, Boba, whatever.
like, yeah, like Jango and Boba are just different colors. His real name is just Fett. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like, no, I had no idea until like, I paid attention to the movie later, and I was like, oh, that kid is going to be the... Oh, I get it.
I know it's funny, my dad, this is early internet stuff, so like the episode 2 script leaked, and he printed the whole thing out. I don't know how many pages that would have been for our printer, but he's like, look, it's the script to Attack of the Clones, and like he would talk about it, and I would read a little bit of it, but I didn't really care. I was like, I don't know. I'm a kid, I just want to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And then he would reference things that were going to be in the movie. I'm like, okay, that's a weird line. You'll be the death of me someday. Okay, Boba Fett. Okay, everything else in this movie. Sand. Yeah.
That's the funniest thing. It's just like your dad with the script. And I imagine if you guys having one of those really old printers that had like all the papers connected. So like it's just this long like 250 page thing. And it's like this. Yeah. Like folding over or whatever.
Actually, I think he printed at work, which is a total abuse of his supplies.
I mean, he didn't print it at work. That didn't happen. He didn't break any work rules.
Well, he was working for the Marine Corps back then, so you know.
That's so funny. That's great. Just like just having a whole script, just like, let me read you the story of Attack of the Clones. It reminds me of I don't know if you ever seen Reign of Fire.
No. Oh yes, I have.
Reign of Fire has the best scene in the beginning where they're
the only good part of that movie.
They recounted. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember there were dragons in it, and that was satisfied. But that when I was a kid was so funny and cool to me that they was like recounting the like Star Wars stories. It was this old fable where they acted it out. I was like, yes. Like,
but that's very true to Star Wars. It's just mythology.
Yeah.
And it's steeped in all these old timey ways of telling stories.
Yeah.
It's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
It's like poetry. It
Oh,
rhymes.
Joey Campbell's and his hero's journey. Joey Cams.
Yeah. Is there anything else from Star Wars Celebration we're missing out on? Just want to talk about all the awkward moments?
I didn't get to see all the awkward moments.
Well, I could just recount a few for you.
Yeah, what?
So Anthony Daniels, he had a panel, and it was with Warwick Davis. And Anthony Daniels, I guess at Celebration, he likes to act up like he's a douche to everyone. And that was like kind of awkward because this is the first Anthony Daniels panel, and I saw him like, okay, he's kind of acting like a prick to Warwick Davis. But you can tell they're having fun with their banter back and forth, but at the same time, like...
Wait, Anthony Daniels is...
C-3PO.
C-3PO. Oh, okay.
And then every once in a while, whoever was doing the panel, they'd have to like stop themselves from like swearing and be like, this is a family show now because Disney. So every time they were trying to do like that Harrison Ford quote was like, George, you can sure as hell write this shit, but you can't say it. They always had to stop and be like, stuff, insert S word here if you want. Mark Hamill does this really funny Harrison Ford impersonation where he's like, Argh. And he does that Harrison Ford growl, and he gets Because Harrison Ford was always a grumpy old man, apparently, even in the 70s.
Yeah, even in the 70s. He was just like, that back then he was just a grumpy carpenter man.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like, you damn Wookiees.
This is why, this is why Carrie Fisher was with him and not, what's her name? Because everybody likes a grumpy old man. That's
No one wants the young plucky kid. They want the grumpy old man who's hard to relate to and show affection towards.
Seems mysterious to replace it. Well, she has father issues, so like that's the thing.
Yeah.
She did, anyways.
I don't think she has brother issues, so that's why she probably didn't get with Mark.
Yeah, probably. She likes her brother a lot. Her dad, on the other hand, left her mom for Elizabeth Taylor, so that's awkward.
I'm sure that's an awkward story to be like, hey, let me tell this. No, but his tribute, Mark Hamill's tribute to Carrie Fisher was pretty touching too.
Yeah.
He went back to like old stories where she would make him do crazy, ridiculous things. Like she would make him wear that Empire Strikes Back little jacket that she had.
Yeah.
On Hoth. And then he had to walk around the set like she'd walk around with him, and she put like clown makeup and stuff on him. And it's like, dude, what? And then there's a bunch of pictures that came online about with Mark Hamill on the set of A New Hope in this pink robe.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, haha, Mark Hamill in a robe is like, that's Carrie's robe. And also he did some things where he had to like clear out some myths about the filming of Star Wars. Like in at the end of the Battle of Yavin 4, they're like, there's this movie bloopers or goof thing that became very viral, and it's Luke, he's getting out of the X-Wing and he's like, Carrie, and like Mark Hamill screwed up his line. Instead of saying Leia, he said Carrie, and Mark Hamill's like, I'm a professional actor, god damn it. You think I'm gonna break character and like refer to my fellow actors by their real names? No, we had to ADR the line in, and I'm just kind of muttering something, and I guess it sounds like Carrie, but it's just to cover up the fact that I'm saying, where is she? Because his whole thing was he was supposed to look for Carrie, and he moved his mouth while he was doing it. So George was like, say something. So this kind of makes sense. He's like, he was saying something that just sounded like Carrie.
Yeah. That's funny. I didn't know that. I think that's interesting. I like Mark Hamill's whole attitude about Star Wars and stuff like that. Even though people kind of like, he's one of those people that suffer from that like being typecast thing after the movie, and like didn't really get to. He was still acting and doing stuff, but it's like he never gets to do anything even close to as big as that.
Except maybe the Joker.
Yeah, not really until the Joker, which is like even now though, like his portrayal of Joker, like I didn't know Mark Hamill was a Joker until years later, like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and I was like, really? Like Luke Skywalker's the Joker like this whole time, and now everyone's like super like he was the best Joker, but like when I was a kid and watching the show, never even occurred to me, like, and I would always wonder like what happened to Luke Skywalker. Like, what happened to that guy? Like, do people just do one movie and then they never get to do anything again? Like, I literally, like, that was one of those things that made me think that, like, some people just never got to do movies again.
Except for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, yeah, that was, yes. Let's talk about the real time when they brought Luke Skywalker back and it was awesome. What was he called in that movie?
Cock Knocker.
Oh, the Cock Knocker. I fucking love that movie. As a kid.
And they had Carrie Fisher as a nun. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, everything about that movie was fantastic. Like, it's just... Or, like, the bit with...
George Carlin.
Yeah. George Carlin, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon on the set of...
Good Will Hunting 2.
Yeah, Good Will Hunting 2. It's fucking great. It was just so stupid and great, and people who don't like Kevin Smith movies aren't my friends.
Well, you get to pick and choose which ones you like.
Yeah. I mean, you can not like some of them,
you can but
to avoid them altogether. I don't know. I can't trust you.
Yeah. I mean, you can like everything from like Clerks to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Clerks 2, and then once you get into like Jersey Girl,
I actually like Jersey Girl. You can be mad at me for that. People can judge me for that. But that's when I realized I really love Kevin Smith movies in general. It's just the way he is, because I was just like, this is supposed to be his worst movie, and I kind of like it. And I was like, I'm just a Kevin Smith fan.
Well, when you get in the Zack and Miri and the cop out territory, I think that's when you like, okay, let's go back to.
Do people
Jane
not
Silent
like
Bob.
Zack and Miri make a porno?
I didn't. I mean, I like some parts. Like, what's his name? Guy from Tusk. What's his name?
Justin Long.
Yeah, I like his parts. And Brandon Routh, was he in that too?
Was Brandon Ralph in that? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. I was actually gonna watch it soon to see, because I remember people saying it. I remember liking it when it first came out and watching it once other time after that, and then later on people would be like, "Oh, this wasn't a good movie," and I was like, "Really? I quite enjoyed it." So like now I really want to watch it again to see if I still like it, because I thought it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
Then you got those Flash episodes he directed.
And then he's doing that Jane Silent Bob remake. Well, not remake, but sequel.
Is he? I thought he was doing a Mallrats sequel, and then
No, that fell through because Universal, they aren't interested in it,
oh
and they own the rights to Mallrats.
oh
So
that's right.
yeah.
I
But
know.
what he is gonna do, since he legitimately owns the rights to Jane Silent Bob, he's like, I can do that movie. That'll be just knock it out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll make the movie about Hollywood doing a reboot of Blunt Man and Chronic. And it's Blunt Man v Chronic. And Jane and Silent Bob are going to try and stop that movie now.
I kind of want that. So shit, if they can bring back what's her name as the weird activist girl that Jay fell in love with and all of that stuff. Because the thing I love about those movies, are they so stupid that you can't not enjoy them if they successful at all. Like, they don't have to be like especially smart or interesting. And also, that whole thing about them going around spending all their money and going around to beat up anybody who talked about them on the internet, ahead of its time. Just ahead of its time. I feel like I dream about that all the time. Just like I wish I could just be like, all right, cool. Like, I'm gonna spend this money, find this person, beat the crap out of them, and just leave. Like, are you so and so? Yeah. Bam.
Are you username? Like,
Ballsacks 2420. Yeah. Beating your ass. Like,
did you post that you hate Jersey Girl?
Oh man.
I think Kevin Smith would like pay for like 2 of your flights to go out and beat someone up. That's about it.
I'd be surprised. Oh man, people are like weird, but like yeah, I'm excited about the movie season of Future.
Yeah.
Oh, you said something about the new Wolverine?
Oh, that's gonna be for the next episode, which is a great stinger for this one though.
Oh, on the next episode of the Nerd Boy Podcast, Damon and Marco talk about the new Wolverine and all new X-Men. Or is it X-Men Blue?
X-Men Blue. We're going to talk about all sorts of comic book stuff. If you hate Star Wars or hate whatever that we talked about this time, don't worry. We're going to talk about comics next episode. Don't you worry about it. We'll see you guys next time. But first, before we let you go, I just want to remind anyone new to the podcast to subscribe to our channel because it helps out a lot. And please leave a like and comment down below and share with all your friends on social media. I'm Marco.
It's literally one button. Just press share.
Oh, eventually YouTube's gonna get really complicated. You have to press like 5 different buttons to share, and you have to go through hoops to subscribe, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, let's blame YouTube.
They always change it up every few months.
Everyone else does. Let's do it. Ah, YouTube.
Ah, you're ruining YouTube.
YouTube.
Damn you, YouTube. Brothers and sisters are mortal enemies. Like YouTube and their YouTubers. Or YouTube and partners. Or YouTube and YouTube. Damn YouTube, they ruined YouTube.
Of course they did. Monsters. All of them.
But anyway, we'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.